I don't think so. So all of you know how TNT works, right? You have already been here. That's really nice. Now I'm going to give you a short explanation about the topic. Uh, each week of the month, we have a main topic, and all the meetings are related to this topic. The main topic of this week is LGBTQIA plus. All the meetings are going to be to discuss about this because it's a really important topic. And the subtopic of this meeting is diversity and inclusion. Now I'm going to send the questions for you in the chat. Did you get the questions?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, yeah, I can see them.
Okay, that's really nice. Now I'm going to create the rooms. I think you know how to work in the room. It's important to choose a leader, present yourself, and the most important is be respectful and polite, be patient with the others. We are here to help each other to learn English. And the most important, discuss about some important topics to our society, not just learn English. Just a moment, I'm just creating the room. Okay, guys, now I'm going to open the breakout rooms and I'll bring you back to the main room 10 minutes until the end. See you soon, guys. Bye bye. Oh, accept the invitation that are going to appear in your screen, please. So, guys, who that are here are in the new room, and you are going to appear on live on YouTube. So, say hi to YouTube. If you can, please turn on your camera because I don't want to be alone with just me and Gabriel there
Today I
helping out.
can, but I support you guys.
Thanks. Don't worry, it's not a problem. Just if you want and if you're comfortable. So now we can start present ourselves. Samara, can you start present yourself, please?
Yes, hello guys, good evening. My name is Samara. I am 23. I live in Barueri, São Paulo. I have a degree in international affairs, and that's it.
That's nice. Thanks for sharing. It's a pleasure to meet you, Samara. And how about you, Gabriel? Present yourself, please.
Okay, I'm Gabriel. I'm from São Paulo, and I'm 20 years old.
Thanks. It's a pleasure to meet you, Gabriel. Thanks. And you, Crislana. Can you present yourself? Krish, are you there? I don't think so. And what about you, João?
Hello, guys. Good evening for all. My name is João. I'm from a countryside from Piauí called Floriana. I'm a 16 years old. I'm 16 years old. I'm in high school and I'm here to improve my English and meet new people.
That's really nice. You're the right place, João. Now we have two Gabriels here, so It's good. I have to difference both of you. Can I call the? Oh my God, this just went out. It's so bad. Now, as everyone has already introduced it, now we can start with the questions. The first question is, what is the difference between inclusion and diversity? What do you think is the difference between these two words? Samara, can you start?
Yes, I think that inclusion is more open, you know. It is a open meaning. So inclusion is when you create ways to put different kinds of people in a job or in a work or in school or in an university, independent on their ethnic or social, social environment or all this kind of social issues. And diversity is when you see a place where this inclusion already exists. I guess. Include you have to create the first inclusion to have diversity.
A really good definition. Thanks for sharing, Samara. And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think?
Actually, I don't know the difference exactly, but I think inclusion is for people who has deficient. I can say that in English, like blind people, people who can't hear, and stuff, and diversity is people who face something in society, you know, like Black people, people from let me see, LGBTQIE, no, IA plus, yeah. And yeah, that's it.
Thanks for sharing, Gabriel. And what about you, John? What do you think?
Um, for me, I think, as Samara said, inclusion, is more open, to include someone or some group and put this the group on with others group, such university, employment, in work, in school, to inclusion of people. And diversity is, um, when you have a different people all together in one place. I don't know. I think this is
It's important to remember there's no right answer. It's what you think, what it is. And you all give it, explain it in some way, the difference. You're all right at the end. In my point of view, I'm going to give something more in the kind of topic that I want to discuss, because today I'm like to bring the discussion about a workspace environment. So bring to this point of view, uh, diversity is more related to the population, the LGBTQIA plus people that are inserted in in a workplace, and the inclusion of this person does not fit directly with the diversity, because you can have an employer that have a lot of diversity in his building, but these people cannot be included on it, and this fits totally with the difference that you all gave. Just make all senses in this way. I don't know if you get it. I'm sorry, guys. But now I think we can move to the second question. That is, why is diversity and inclusion in the workplace important? What do you think, April?
It's really important because everyone is equal, so we have to give opportunity to these people at work.
Really nice. And what about you, Samara? What do you think?
Oh, I think both are important. I work with projects, so I am speaking by myself. When you are in a place where diversity and also inclusion exists, you can create a lot of different projects because people don't think the same way, So it serves to, for example, cores, LGBT community, also Black people and white people. So you have a rich environment of different ideas, and it is really good.
That's really nice. That's really good to hear. Thanks for sharing, Samara. And what about you, João? What do you think?
Yeah, I think the same. I agree with Samara and Gabriel said. I think we are equal, and to include groups of people and somewhere, like a college, work, this place, this important place, make this social space more inclusive, and can influence the others people, like to make the same, to inclusion these groups. So yeah.
It's really good. I totally agree with all you said, guys, because as all of you, I will repeat again, uh, everyone is equal. So it's really important to have inclusion in the workplace, to provide the comfort to everyone that are in a workplace feel comfortable and feel free to express their ideas, their thoughts, and feel good working at a building. So I think that's why it's really important to have uh, also diversity and inclusion in these
Mhm.
spaces.
Yes, and you can make a project being more, how do I say, been more effective, embracing all the kind of communities, and it is really good.
That's really good. Um, I think now we can move to the third question. It's really interesting and are related to the second one. In your point of view, what is an inclusive workplace? What do you think, Samara?
Oh, inclusive. Well, and my point of view is when a place gives support and also give ways to include others with different, for example, disabilities, Black people, and not just people who thinks the same, people who are the same. For example, years ago, when you think about trainee programs, which I am applying for nowadays, you had an image of white candidates with exchange programs and good university, and nowadays I think this program is really inclusive because they try to catch all kind of I forgot the word. You know, all
You
kind
can say
of
in Portuguese if you prefer.
what? Sorry.
You can say in Portuguese the word if you prefer.
Núcleos.
Yeah.
I don't know this word, guys, sorry, but they try to catch all kind of communities, and I think it's great, and we have been seeing all this kind of programs nowadays and more famous. It wasn't so common in the past, and that's it.
It's a really good point. Thanks for sharing, Samara. And what about you, Joel? What do you think?
For me, an inclusion workplace is the place that may empodera, I don't know, empowers, I think it is it, empowers and makes these people grow up, these groups like LGBTQ people and black people, and to be treated normal, these people, and don't and not serve or prejudice for for the people, like just for who they are.
This is really good. And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think?
From my point of view, an inclusive workplace is when a company looks after people at a company and give opportunity to these people there. So yeah, that's it.
I agree with all you said, guys, because it's not just to hire someone that belongs to this community. You also have to give support to this person grow up in that workplace, right? So it's really important to create this inclusive workplace, giving opportunity, giving support. Should they have create a great career in that employer? So I think it is something in this way. Did anyone wants to add something else? Oh, I don't think so. So now we can move on to the next question. What discrimination do LGBTQAEA, oh my God, I got a mess up in my mind, candidates face in job selections? What do you think, Samara?
Well, I'm not in my place to speak for them, but I guess they face a lot of prejudice, maybe because of the way of being. Um, yeah, I think that's. I am straight, so I cannot speak. Oh, they face that or this because I don't really know. So I don't think it's fair to say like what they
Oh,
face
I
because I
got
don't
you.
know.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
I guess that's it.
And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think?
Gabriel, I guess it is your turn.
Uh,
It's me. I'm
yeah,
sorry, I understood
go
Joel.
on.
Okay, it's the same. Like Samara said, I don't know the answer exactly because I'm straight, but uh, but from my point of view, I think they just need to be what they are in job selections, and yeah, that's it.
Thanks for sharing. And what about you, Joel? What do you think?
I feel I'm the same with Gabriel and Samara, but um, in in the selection jobs, I think the LGBTQEA plus can be projected, oh, julgados, for who you are. I don't know.
Thanks for sharing. Well, this is my space of speech because I think I'm the only one that is not straight in this room. So I can talk a little more about this kind of situation that happen with a lot of people that belongs to this community in our society nowadays. Because I faced a lot of job interviews during my life, but I never passed it through a situation like this with discrimination or didn't get a job because of my sexual orientation. But I have some friends that have already passed through situations like this just because of their way of expressing their ideas, the way of their speech. So these little things sometimes I forgot the word incomodar. These little things incommoding some people in our society sometimes because of the prejudice that they have in their minds. So the problem, it's not the person who belongs to this the LGBT community, but the stigmas that are in the mind of job selectors in some cases. This is not a generalization, but there is a lot of people with some prejudice that are in their mind. This is a huge problem that unfortunately we face it in our society until nowadays.
Yeah, and I was thinking that it might be even worse to queer people, because
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Because no, you can continue, please.
No,
Complete your
no,
thought.
it was just a thought because they queer people dress, and some people are too old mind. They don't
Yeah.
understand, and even and it brings me a lot of thought that even that people who are não tem gênero, I don't know, não binário, I don't know this
Yeah.
word in English. Even to them, it is difficult, mainly when they are like signed to apply for a job and they don't have the option either than masculine and female, and it sucks.
This happens a lot because I think most of the forms that we have to subscribe to something, there are just two options in many of
Hmm.
things.
Yeah, exactly.
And for non-binary, it's really difficult to choose one because they don't even try to any of the,
Hmm.
the options that they give.
Yes. Yeah, maybe someday in the future we can change it.
I hope so. Um, Did anyone want to add something else? Gabriel, you want to add something?
Yeah, I will just say the place when you live, your criação, like the education that your parents give you when just where you was a kid, I think can influence your mindset, like to be a prejudiced person, in the future. I think always it starts with education, just we can change this, and think a better place to live, for different people.
Thanks for sharing your it's really interesting point. Now we can move to the next question. Question number 5. Is there any relationship between prejudice and misinformation? Which we have already talked a little about it, but it's really this question is really good. What your point of view, Ron, of this question?
Yeah, as I said before, prejudice was related with education. Like if you live in a place, uh, you will have a tendency to be prejudiced. Like because the education that you have, and always there's in influence in your mindset. In yeah, it is related.
This makes all sense. And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think?
I have the same opinion as well. So when we was born, like people need to like all families need to create their children in a good way. So if it happens, uh, we will be a better place.
That's really good point. Thanks for sharing, Gabriel. And what about you, Samara?
Yes, of course. I think that there is a relation to prejudice and misinformation. And what comes to my mind is that case that Happer, the baby, that he tried to correlate the gay community with HIV. I don't know this word in English, but anyway, and it was so terrible because even nowadays people think like this. And by the way, I was watching a documentary that in the 90s, it was really common that people correlate this disease with LGBT community, and it is so sad that even nowadays people try to perpetuate this sad thought, and that's it. But
Unfortunately,
yes, there is
they,
a relationship.
sorry. Unfortunately, until nowadays, people uh, continues perpetuating this kind of thoughts about the LGBTQIA plus community. So this kind of things are totally related to our misinformation about
Mm-hmm.
our education, how we grew up. When I thought about when I talk about misinformation, I really like to say about philosopher, an American philosopher, I mean British philosopher, by the way, is John Locke. That he say that humans are born like, oh my God, I forgot the word in English, but it's blank slate, tabula rasa.
Mm-hmm.
Humans are
Yes.
born like this, and they develop their way of thought, their mindset with the education that they have during their life, the things that he learned with his parents, his friends, and their relatives. And he takes all this information in his mind, in her mind, and use it in the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And some of this thought people just take care as absolute true verdade absoluta. I don't know how I
Mm-hmm.
forget the correct term to say it in English. And this
Yes.
generate. Oh, sorry,
No, go ahead.
I've just finished this. And just and this kind of I think just create a lot of problems that we have until nowadays in our society related to prejudice and discrimination, unfortunately.
Yes, and it is sadly because nowadays we have internet, we have a lot of information all the time, and people try to perpetuate this kind of thought. And when I see, I say, I think, God, these people is crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, because we we have with the development of internet, it's so easy to take information and research about the things, and people continue perpetuating this wrong thought. So it's really sadly.
Mm-hmm. But I guess even with information, people tend to be prejudiced, or I don't know, preconceituoso, I don't know this word, but it's like a kind of hobby, you know, of the, I don't know. I think like this. I think that people that are still prejudiced, that still has prejudice, that still have prejudice against other are like this because they like, not because they don't have information, because don't have information nowadays is almost impossible.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good point. I'd like to discuss about this topic because this makes all sense and explain a lot of problems in our society.
Mm-hmm.
Something more
For
related to,
me,
sorry. Go ahead, Joel.
for me, I think the people have the information, you know, but they have afraid, you know, to deal with the different, you know, like to deal with LGBTQ people, you know, like yeah, to have a convivência, you know, just because since we are chill, we are just chilled. The parents put education you in this way, you know. So for to change this change this structure, we can start with the education, you know, to make people know about it and to make action for the people have a contact, you know, with the different spots and different things, you know.
It's really, it's real. Oh my God. Breathe. It's really be so nice if this that you said happened in our society, and if the children were teach to search for information or be informed even by their parents to this kind of thing, because this will have helped the society in the future to have less prejudice and discrimination, not just about LGBTQA a society population, but about a lot of topics that our children has to learn since they are kids. Did anyone wants to add something? I don't think so. The next question is, do you think LGBTQIA plus people are included, there is a wrong word here, in different types of work environments? What do you think, Samara?
Well, I don't think so. Actually, I don't think at all. Mainly, as I said before, when we talk about queer people and the when we talk about queer people, so for example, I at the place where I was working, um I never saw queer people there. So people tend to be more open when we talk about gays and maybe lesbian people, but other kinds of LGBT community, no. It's like, you know, like, oh, okay, you can be my friend because you are gay, but if you are queer, maybe not, because I don't know how people will you face it. I don't know how people will see it from me. So it's kind of depressed, but it is true.
this happens a lot in the employers nowadays. We just see a lot of gays and lesbians, but we don't see the other, like transgender,
Mm-hmm.
non-binary. It's harder to see
Yes.
these people inserted in work environments, mainly in later charts, into the
Mm-hmm.
chart of something bigger. It's really harder to see.
Yes.
And
Yes. Even I guess even gay people and lesbian people. I'm talking about myself. The place where I was working never saw like any gay or lesbian people in higher position. It is always like. Actually, I work at in a traditional bank, so I don't know if it is related, but I'm speaking by experience. And in my experience, I never saw any gay or lesbian people in higher position. It was always like old white guys, straight, and all this kind of stereotype that you already know.
yeah, that's true. Even women, it's harder to see in a
Yes,
higher position. Is
yes,
another problem that we have in our society.
the vast majority of people there were men. Women was like one or two, I guess.
Oh my God, that's so sad. And what about you, Yvonne? What do you think?
I don't know much about it, but for me and my conception, I think the group, LGBTQIA plus are um, given more space, even if it is low, but given the more space, for example, I I make a course, for a name and Descomplica, and in their course there is my teacher from FICES, it is gay, and my literature professora de literatura, I think it is literally, is transgender. Yeah, yeah, and it was a inclusive place, and always in this course, we make lessons from talking about this, because it is a very inclusive place, from the group. So a gay teacher is so important for to um to change the mindset, of this prejudice of people. So the teacher can make influence in your knowledge about it, So I think it was um, good to have.
It's really good. I don't know this literature teacher on this Complica. I have already studied that, but uh, some it was some years ago. So I think
She
it's good.
her name is Amara Moura,
No, I don't know her,
and
but
the
I will
the
search about.
and the teacher and the FISES teacher is Vilas.
Oh, this one I know.
Y-
I like this class.
Yeah, he's so fun. I love him.
Yeah. And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think?
From my point of view, I think so, but not in enough way. We need to, like the society need to give more opportunities to these people. But like currently, uh, they have some opportunities, but it's not enough. We need more opportunities. It's just my point of view. I don't know the answer exactly.
There's no exactly answer. You're here just to share our thoughts and what we think about it. Don't worry. But it was a good point of view. Thanks for sharing with us. Now let's move to the next question. Oh my God, what question is the next one? Oh, this question number 7. Do you think that in most companies today there is equal treatment for all this diversity of employers? What do you think, Samara?
No, I don't think. Actually, I think in companies is more the same treatment is just for people who are in higher position, and it's independent of your orientation. And but if the question were, do you think that these people have the same opportunity to get there? I also would say no.
Oh, it's more like the treatment of the people have in the job. But when we thought about treatment, we're going to talk about the opportunities that they have. So it's all related to this question.
Yeah. No, I don't think, because as I said before, the place where I work at, there were just gay and lesbians people, and I never saw, for example, I've never seen a queer people or a transgender people there. So no, I don't think, because otherwise I would see more people like this there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now you make me when I made this question, I had an answer to this, but now with you what you said, I'm rethinking about, and I think it's the way I was thinking was totally wrong. And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think about it?
I totally agree with Samara. I don't think so as well. And these people need to face the situation at work. Unfortunately.
And what about you, Joel? What do you think?
I'm agree with Samari, there is some place, as I said, this complete, trying to inclusion and treat equal the people, like I guess the creative of this complica is a gay, I don't know. And yeah, there's some place trying to make this, but in January, I don't think so.
Thanks for sharing. Uh, Now we're thinking about this question. It's really hard to answer because there's a lot of companies around the world. But when I looked to the place that I work, the the equal treatment, they don't exist because when I look to the opportunities that people that belongs to LGBTQ have, it's different from the other people. It's so totally different because I don't see they in a high position. It's really there. This doesn't exist there where I work. But when I look to some others uh, companies as Bazak in Deutschland, in Germany, Germany, I'm sorry. This company has a lot of opportunity to LGBTQ people. They have a program, a specific selection for this people to belong to this group, and they try try to treat they as the same way as the other people that work there. And this is really interesting. I, by the way, I have already participated of workshop of this company, and they were discussing exactly about this point. And this was something that makes my eyes shine for this companies. It's really interesting the program that they have there for LGBT people.
I think the government can create it, programs from to include the Black people, the LGBTQ people, and all the groups in a work in a work, like make a law for to have a person of empregados, in the work. I don't know, maybe uh, tw- um, 20% of your company that is destination from the LGBTQ, like this project.
It would be so nice if a project like this exists because it will be so helpful to all the diversity of cultures and people that we have in our society. It's something kind of utopic, but if it really exists, it would be really good to all of us. I think we have time to answer one more question. The question number 8. We tend to get closer to those who have the same social characteristics, and what is different we have behind. Do you agree with this sentence, Samara? Do you agree with that?
Guys, yes, I agree. Mainly when I'm talking about politics and our president, like, no. I can't stand Bolsominions and all this kind of thing, so I am really against them and I try to avoid all the time. My father is one of them and we avoid to talk about it. And I am just talking with my father because he's my father, otherwise I wouldn't.
Oh my God, the same happened with my father.
It is, I guess, it is the bad of our fathers,
Our
the bad
fathers
side of them.
are perfect,
Yes.
unfortunately.
But yes, I agree with this quote.
And what about you, Gabriel? What do you think?
I also agree with this. I think we most people like talking to uh, people who have the same characteristics. Like, for example, I like Fortnite, and I like talking to people who like Fortnite because we like the same things, you know.
Yeah, I totally understand because I also agree with this sentence. And I think this also happened to people that make a job interview in a workplace. They try to get people that have the same character, the same social characteristics that the other integrants of that company. So this sometimes may happen in some places. And what about you, Yvonne? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm agree with this sentence. I think the people have a fear to live, to have connections with different people, to because they have they have with different people because I think they think because they be judged for it, to for to live with the people, with different people, to
Yeah,
judge it about it.
Yeah,
it's
yes, but
totally.
I think it's true because I don't know, but in my mind, if you have a friendship with someone who is like bad to others, who practice bullying to others, against others, at others, you are the same. So like I don't work with these people. It's not my kind of group, you know. So
Yeah, I got your point. Thanks for sharing, Samara. Hi guys, welcome back to the main room. It's nice to see that almost everyone went back here. Some left the meeting, but let me know for you that are in the breakout rooms. How was the conversation, guys? Paula, how was the conversation in your room? Did you enjoy the conversation? Did you like the topic?
Yeah, I enjoy me and my group talking about almost all questions, and we think a lot about the situation of LGBT people, and we conclude in this is how do you say misinformation is the most problem, and but I think the misinformation is because prejudice to because when you want, you can share about different things. You can you can search about what you don't know, and this misinformation can be how do you say solved if you want change your mind. You can uh, reduce this misinformation.
It's a really good topic. Thank you so much for sharing, Paula. And what about you, Jefferson? How was the conversation?
The conversation was very good. And in my opinion, this subject is very important to talk about nowadays. As Paula said, nowadays we have a lot of misinformation. And the people need to talk about this to get more information, to get more education, to avoid some things that not good and wrong. So because this, I think this subject is very important to discuss.
It's really good to hear, guys, that you like it, the topic, and mainly understood what is the reason that we bring this kind of polemic talk. Sometimes it's polemic for some people, but for others are really interesting to discuss and really important because we live in a society and we have to understand the different ways of living, the different futures, and we have to deal with that. Um, Unfortunately, we are running out of time. We have just more 2 minutes, and I want to share with you that I'm very happy to be here with you guys. It was a really good time. Unfortunately, I don't have more a, a specific time to have my own meetings. I'm just as a backup here, so I work just as a substitute. Unfortunately, but that's it, guys. It was really good to have this time with you. And if you like it, you can. We don't have a feedback anymore, but you can like the video on YouTube, and you could let a comment right there. You can write something on YouTube on this video, guys. This is really important. Oh, and there is something else because now we have a group on WhatsApp, a VIP group. In this group, you know that the topics that are going to be discussed in the meetings, but it's paid. You have to pay to be in this group, but you have access to all the topics, to all the meetings that are going to happen. It's really interesting. And there's something new that is the newsletter from Aprendi that are going to be sent it to you by email. It's really interesting because they will send some advice for English and a lot of information that are helpful to. I think this is all, guys. Now I have to finish the meeting. Have a good day. See you
Bye-bye,
next
guys.
time. Bye bye.
Thanks, Lan. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.